Hi and welcome. I'm Melisande de Mouval, publisher of the papers, and we're here in New York at Payments Unleashed, hosted by ACI Worldwide. And this summit unites industry leaders, disruptors, regulators, visionaries to shape the future of payments. I'm delighted to be joined by Ron Shultz, General Manager of ACI Speedpay, to talk about innovation in bill payments, what's driving change, and the latest insights from the 2025 ACI Speedpay Pulse Report, and how ACI is reimagining the bill pay experience for consumers and businesses alike.
The bill payment space, I would say, has been underinvested in for several years. And that's ACI and all the other players in the space. But times have changed, thankfully, last year into this year. So the need for innovation is driven by lack of investment, lack of focus for the past couple decades. The bill pay space has fallen behind e-commerce. I like to say if you're sitting down at your kitchen table on a Wednesday night and you're doing some online shopping, then you switch over to pay some bills, it's like going back in time 20 years. So that is changing, and bill pay providers like ACI Speedpay are focusing on the consumer experience now, making it intuitive, making it modern, providing payment choice, and it's consumers deserve it. And for the billers that we work with, they want to serve their consumers at that higher level. In many cases, that payment experience is the only digital engagement they have. If you think about a utility or a loan, when else do you go onto your provider's website to interact? So let's make that payment experience a very, very good one. Make it safe, make it secure, make it intuitive. We like to say life is hard, let's make bill pay easy. It was great to hear from consumers once again. We survey them a couple times a year with our Pulse Report, and we learned a few things this year. Some may not be surprising if you watch the news. One is that we ask consumers about AI. And not only are we using AI in building and delivering products, but AI bots are now involved in interactions with consumers. So we ask consumers about their willingness to engage with AI for self-service. And not surprising, the younger generations were more willing, older generations a little hesitant, but we did find that when there was an issue with a payment, just about 90% of consumers across age groups wanted to engage with a live person. So that's consistent. I think that will evolve over time, but what we've heard from consumers today is that they're willing to try, maybe about half of them, but if there is an issue, they want to engage with a human again. We found a few other things. So payment choice is becoming increasingly important. We've been talking about the convergence between bill pay and e-commerce. E-commerce has just been way ahead of that bill pay experience, but for consumers, they're going from one website to the next. So they expect the digital wallets to be sound, they expect to be protected from fraud. So I think the expectations are increasing, and as a result, we as a bill pay provider and interacting with consumers, we are raising our game and stopping fraud and offering payment choice and having a real modern, intuitive design. Going into 2026, I'd say that's a transformative year for bill pay, driven by ACI Speedpay. Number one, the price of entry for us is resiliency. We need to be always on, ready, willing, and able to accept a payment from a consumer when they want to make the payment and how they want to make the payment. We serve about 3,000 billers in the United States, and they serve consumers, many of whom are living paycheck to paycheck. So our billers need to be ready whenever that might be, at midnight, at 2 a.m., whatever form of payment the consumer wants to use, we need to be ready as ACI to process that payment safely, securely, and intuitively. So that's one thing is resiliency, and we've got great focus and investment in that area so we can be always on for our billers. The second area is choice. Payments are, yes, they're complex. They're also getting somewhat exciting. This is coming from a lifelong payments geek. I get that. But all these alternative forms of payments. And for the past few years, it's Apple Pay, it's Google Pay, it's PayPal. Now there's interest in crypto and stable coins and real-time payments. So I think in 2026, you're going to see some experimentation there. You're going to see the value props come to life, see the user journeys make sense, where we can expand those payment options for consumers so they can pay when they want to pay and how they want to pay.